Hello everyone and welcome to the Code Dive channel. Today we are diving into one of the largest topics of JavaScript is event listeners, and more specifically in capturing, publishing and stop propagation. And in the end of the video I will show some other small topics for event listeners of JavaScript. So let's start with our example. You can see on the browser we have three boxes, yellow, purple and the gray one. And let's see how it looks like in the code. In the index.html we have three div elements, friend, parent and child. Each of them located inside the other one. So child located under the parent and parent located under the friend. Also we have an index JavaScript file where we will add our event listeners for each div. Let's start with the first one, with the grant. Let's add event listener for grant add event listener for click, and we will do console.log and name of the div. Right. Let's copy it for our two other divs, parent, child. And let's take a look in the browser how it will work right now. Let's refresh the page and click on the yellow box. We see the grant. This is what we expect. Let's clear it and click on the second. You see the parent and then you see the grant. And why it's happening? It's happening because if you see the DOM structure of the HTML, you see that in the tree structure, the parent is located under the grant as the child is located under the parent. It means when you click on the parent, you're also clicking on the grant, and also there is a document element. It means that you're also clicking on the document itself. And if you add event listener for the document, you will see it. Let's do it. Document, add event listener for click. Let's just output the document string and go to the console. Click on the white space. You see the document. Let's clear it. Click on the yellow grant document. Click on the purple parent grant document, and also if you click on the child, you will see the document. You may notice when you click on the, for example, for the parent, first you will see the parent div, then you will see the event from the grant div, and then from the document. It means that when we do event listener for nested divs, it will work like a bubble. It will go from the bottom to the top. And if you click on the child, you will see the child, parent, grant, and document. So it goes from the bottom to the top. And there is a way to do it in the opposite, from the top to the bottom, and it means to do capture. Let's try it in the code. First, let's remove document event listener and copy three other event listeners. And for new, let's add an option called capture, and it will be true. Let's copy it for others. And we want to change the name to be more clear in the output. Grant capture, parent capture as well, capture, child capture. And let's also change for the bubble. Let's add the bubble in the end. Now let's go to the browser and see how it works. In the browser, as soon as I click on the yellow one, I see the grant capture and grant bubble. It means that when you click on this div, JavaScript goes from the document to this div, trigger capture event, then it goes from this div to the document to the top level and triggers the bubble event. And if I click on the second level, you see, first of all, it goes all capture events and then all bubble events. Let's clear it and click on the child. You see, as I told you before, first it goes from the top to the bottom, and then it goes from the child to the top. So this is how capturing and bubbling works in JavaScript event listeners. Now, let's say you want to prevent JavaScript to go for example, if you click on the grant, you want to stop, sorry, not grant, you click on the parent and you want to stop, goes further to the child. For example, if you will add right here on the parent capture, we will add an argument in the callback. And if this event, if we call event stop propagation, stop propagation, I'm really sorry for that. And if I will click on the parent event, you will see grant capture and parent capture, and you won't see parent bubble and grant bubble because we stop it on the propagation level. If you want to stop it on the bubble level, we can do the same for parent bubble event stop propagation propagation. Let's continue. Let's click on the parent. You see grant captures, parent capture, parent bubble. Oh, sorry, I didn't call it function. Let's clear it and click again. You see that it stopped on the parent bubble. So this is the end of our main topic, capturing, bubbling, and how to stop event to go further. Now let me show you some small topics. Let's start with click once. Click once or any other event with the option once means that as soon as you do this event, next time you repeat this event, it won't work. Let's do it for our child bubble. Let's remove this propagation. Let's add the options for child bubble and option named once. We will set it true. Let's click on the child. You see all our 6 events appears in the list. And if I clear it and click it again, you see that there are only 5 events. It happens because we add once attribute, once option to the child bubble, and you see that there is no child bubble event here. Now let me show you how you can remove event listener from the element. Let's go back, let's clear our all event listeners, and let's work with only one, with the child. Add event listener, click, it will output the name of the child, console.log child. And what you want to do is, for some reason, for some other event, you want to remove this event listener from the child element. And to do that, you need to create a named callback, const child callback, that will equals our anonymous function in the event listener. So let's copy it and paste it here. And instead of anonymous callback, we will provide a named function. Now let's take a look. It works as we expect it to work. And let's, after the first click on the child, we will remove our event listener. So to do that, you need to call remove event listener function. You need to provide the type, it's click, and you need to provide the name of the function, which is child callback. Sorry, callback. Just the name, you don't need to call this function. And you can see that after my first click, and if I will click the second one, there is no, I'm clicking it many times, there is no outputs in our console. And the last what I want to show you is what is event delegation. Sometimes in your project, in your job, you are adding HTML element dynamically to the div, to the document, to any other element. Let's create a new element. Let's call it new, const new div equals document, create element div. Let's add a class to it, new div, class name equal new. Let's add it under our document body append child. Let's see how it works in the browser. As soon as I refresh the page, you see that black box appears. Let's add some delay to it. Set timeout. After 1 second, we will add new element to our div. You can see that after the 1 second delay, the new element appears. And let's say we have a global event listeners for all our divs. So let's make it document query selector all div const divs. You want to, for each div, let's remove it, we don't need it anymore. For each div, you want to add event listener. So you need to loop each div for each, and for each div you want add event listener click, and let's console log div click. Let's see how it works. If you click on the yellow, you see div click, you see div click on the purple, and you see div click on the gray. And you see that when you click on the gray, there are 3 div clicks because it's inside the purple and yellow. But if you click on the black one, you won't see anything. It's because this black one element was added after we do this loop. So what we can do with this? We can create a new function. You can call it any way you want. Let's call it add global event listener. Global. And in the arguments, let's add, first of all, is type. Second one is the what you want to match. It's a query selector. And the latest one, the third one, is a callback. So what you want to do is to add event listener for the document. Document add event listener with a type, and provide a callback Inside this callback, you will check if event target matches our selector, it means we can do our callback. We will do callback and provide event variable. So let's remove this loop and add it with our new function. Add event listener, type click for each div, and let's do callback lock div clicked. Let's refresh the page and see how it works. First of all, let's click on the yellow, on the purple, on the gray. And then let's click on the black one. You can see that when I click on the black, it works as we want to. And one more small tip for it, you can add a force argument. Let's name it source element. And by default, it will be document. And this variable will be used here, source element. So now, inside this function, in the force argument, you can specify any element you want and it will works on all child elements of this force argument. So let's do a test. Let's wrap all our divs inside of, let's say, a header. Let's take this element, header equals document, query selector, header. And let's add it in the force argument. Let's refresh it. Let's refresh the page and click. All our events worked, but as soon as we click on the black one, it won't work because the black one is not located. You can see it in the DOM structure. The black one is not located under the header element. Thanks for watching this video, and if you think this video was helpful to you, please like and subscribe to the channel. Bye.